Welcome. My name is Chani and I've known now Felicity for close to 5 years, right? And Elaine for 15. I met Elaine, I thought quite by accident. I was coming out of a theater called where they were showing Trembling Before God, and the director came running after me because I was dressed in a long wig and a long skirt, and it was the day of the premiere, and he said to me, "Who are you and how did you hear about this movie?" And I said, "Oh, I heard about it through the Orthodox." And he said to me, "Come spend Shabbat with us, spend the weekend with us." And I said, "Oh, that's a great idea, but I have nowhere in the city to stay and I don't know anybody there." He said, I'll find someone for you." Sure enough, the next day he calls me up and he says, "I have this address, just go there, you can stay for the weekend, it's fine." So I show up to the building, and I notice that it's the same building that an older couple that I know lives in. And I've been wanting to spend more time with this couple, but I never had the opportunity to. So I go upstairs to the 15th floor and I knock on the door, and Elaine opens the door and she says, "Hi, Shabbat Shalom, welcome. What's your name?" And we meet. And there I am for the entire weekend, and I said to her, "Oh, Svi and Ayomi live in this building." And she says to me, "Oh, you know them?" I said, "Oh yeah, I've been wanting to spend more time with them." She says, so come whenever you want." I thought she was joking, but she wasn't. And so every Jewish holiday, there I was, my station wagon filled to capacity and 3 tiny kids, and we would trot down to New York City, and we would trot up the 15 flights to Elaine's apartment, and we camped out there every Jewish holiday. And sometimes she was there, and many times she wasn't. And that began my relationship with Elaine. And as we stand under this chuppah, the chuppah is open to all 4 sides, if you notice. And a chuppah is a home that the 2 of you will be building and have been building for a number of years. And it represents the moment in which anyone, no matter where they come from, has the ability to enter and feel that it is home. Thank you for giving us our home. And how did I meet Felicity? So I've heard about you, right? Because Elaine had to tell me when she met you. She was like, "Honey, I met this amazing woman," and there it was, right? So of course I'm nervous because I really didn't want you to hurt her. So Jackie and I show up to the apartment. I believe it was on Bracha's Bat Mitzvah when you guys were hosting us for Friday night. And of course, Jackie, being Colombian, is standing there in the kitchen with you, rapid Spanish. I don't understand a word that's happening, but the 2 of you are having the most amazing conversation. So when we were walking out, I said, "Okay, what did you talk about? And what is she like, other than an amazing energy that I feel from her?" And Jackie says to me, "Oh, I told her she didn't need to wash dishes. This was our daughter's bat mitzvah, and she didn't need to do it." And she said, "Oh, I love washing dishes. It's instant gratification. And in my line of work, that's not something I come by." And in that moment, we knew you were the one. Because you know how to do instant gratification. And you know how to be there for the long haul. And over the years, I've really gotten to know you, and getting to know you guys as a couple, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful thing. So thank you. Thank you for having me here officiating, and thank you for having me in your life, and thank you for having all of these beautiful people here with us to celebrate. So as many of you know, Felicity loves nature, right? And so to represent nature, we thought we would take a few items of nature. We thought we would show a little bit of it. So here's a lava stone, and it represents the earth. And earth is about grounding. May you always ground each other. Always. We have a little bit of flowers here representing air. And the reason it represents air is because we notice the wind mostly when we see the trees and the flowers kind of shifting, right? That's when we notice, oh, it's windy out. And so the flowers are representing the wind. May you always give each other breath. And I know that you do this, right? We need to breathe for ourselves, and we need to also breathe with others. May you remember to breathe for yourself when you need that, to take a step away, and to breathe. And may you come together and breathe together as well. We have here fire, which Felicity will light for us. Maybe. No, it works. I use it.
Push both. Push that in. Yes.
Safety.
Mm-hmm. And fire represents passion, right? We're in the heat of the moment. May you constantly find yourself in the heat of the moment together. And then we have a bowl of water. And water represents the fluidity. When we need to move away, when we need to move together, when we need to kind of allow the water to shift us in what we thought we were doing to what we actually have to do. And so when you meet each other over and over and over again, may you remember to sometimes be fluid around what you think needs to happen to what the other person needs to happen. In most ceremonies and in most communities, wine is used as a ceremonial thing. Anyone know why? Why do we use wine? Come on. Makes you happy. Sebastian says it makes us happy. Anyone else?
Shifts your consciousness.
It shifts our consciousness, exactly. And so as we stand here in this moment, both you, Felicity, and Elaine are shifting from being partners to being married, from being lovers to being committed. And in this moment, we shift. We filled this beautiful cup with Argentine wine to represent where you come from, and using your cup, blend it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Want another drink? Want another drink?
This beautiful couple has asked me to read this poem. It is by Rainer Maria Rilke. It's called Letters to a Young Poet. The point of marriage is not to create a quick commonality by tearing down all boundaries. On the contrary, a good marriage is one in which each partner appoints the other to be the guardian of her solitude, and thus they show each other the greatest possible trust. A merging of two people is an impossibility, and where it seems to exist, it is a hemming in, a mutual consent that robs one party or both parties or of their fullest freedom and development. But once the realization is accepted that even between the closest people, infinite distances exist, a marvelous living side by side can grow up for them. If they succeed in loving the expanse between them, which gives them the possibility of always seeing each other as a whole and before an immense sky. May you always remember that.
Oh, it's in my purse. That's okay. I got another. Go ahead. Yeah. There's another. Oh wait, you don't hold it? You hold it. Okay. Felicity. Felicity.
You want the other copy?
Here,
The
it's
bigger
right here.
font?
Yeah, sure. That's okay. Here. Felicity. In the beginning, there was only water. There were no words. In the swimming pool, I fell in love with you. From across the water, silently, watching you swim. It took years until I finally worked up the courage to say hello to you that fateful night at the JCC and at the rooftop party. In kayaks on the Hudson, you fell in love with me. In your quiet way, still waters running deep. As we exchange words of love and our rings, this is a real fairy tale ending. It is the end of the beginning of our relationship and the beginning of the rest of our lives together. The ring I give to you, etched with bubbles floating in water by the shoreline, symbolizes this never-ending circle. Our love of water brought us together. Now, as if by magic, we stand together under the chuppah by the same Hudson River in the shadow of the mountains that you love. You climb to the peak of more than a few of them, and you even patiently schlep me up to the top with you when I felt like I couldn't go any further. You always bring out the best in me. You are my gift, my heart, my love, and I hope I can be all these things to you.
Elaine. Baby cakes. In the early days of getting to know each other, you asked me what I wanted in a partner. I went down a list of what I ideally wanted in a partner. Now every day we're together, I see all of my list in you. Your gentle kindness, your keen intellect, your good nature, your sense of fun and adventure. How you build community, how you tread lightly on the planet, how you dive in when it takes a production to pull something off, as long as it's to make friends happy and have fun. I even get to eat your delicious vegetarian cooking. But the best part is that every day we laugh out loud together. And what was on your list? Only one thing: someone who truly understands you. Wear this ring to remind you that there's someone close by that really gets you and that shares your silly outlook. I love you not only for what you are, but for who I am when I'm with you. You bring out the best in me too.
Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do!
By the power vested in me, by the state of New York, I now pronounce you legally married. You may